on the Paul and Young Rollins show right now. Lindsay Lohan's dad, Michael Lohan. How you doing, man?
Good morning. How are you?
And welcome to the show. I have to say, do you think potentially you are one of the worst parents in history?
Do I think?
I think it's an honest question.
I think I made my mistakes in speaking out like I have, but at the same time, I think you can see now that everything I've been speaking about, especially with the prescription drug use and some of the people around Lindsay, that I was right all along. I mean, people got involved in her life. They brought it down the wrong path. Lindsay was on prescription drugs for no reason, and it's all come to light now.
What do you think the fascination is with this dysfunctional family of yours, though? I mean, why is everybody so interested in a troubled young woman who grew up, I guess, a child star and then got into all this trouble?
Well, you know what? Let's take a step back. I mean, from the time Lindsay was a child star, like you said, when she started modeling at the age 3, right up to the Parent Trap and right to the pinnacle of her career at Mean Girls, did you see or hear any negative things about Lindsay or us as a family? No. Were we in the press? Did you ever see? I mean, in Lindsay's all to her success, did you ever see us on the red carpet? Did you see me around her or speaking out? Absolutely not. All of this happened because of the fight I had with my brother-in-law when I caught him smoking crack at my son's communion party, and Dina made a choice.
That's your wife.
Friend her brother instead of me, and we got a divorce, and then all the trouble started.
All right, so are you pretty much blaming Dina for hanging out and partying with her and not being a good parent? Is that what it is? Is it all Dina?
No, it's not all Dina. It's both of us. I mean, I made the wrong decision. I didn't have to beat my brother-in-law up like I did. I didn't have to take the steps I did. I spoke out when I knew what was going on, and no one would listen to me. And Dina was crying out to me, and Lindsay was crying out to me, saying this is, Lindsay was in great risk and dire need, and no one would listen. And finally, I did speak out. And maybe I did do it the wrong way, but Lindsay finally did get the treatment she needed now.
All right, so we're talking to Michael Lohan, Lindsay Lohan's dad. She is now out 2 days of rehab. I think America's sitting back and waiting for the next thing. What is going to happen next? Is it going to be a car wreck? Is it going to be another situation where she's in drugs? Is she going to get in trouble at some club, or is she done?
Well, that's a very, very good question. So far, I mean, there's some good people around Lindsay. She has a friend named Marcus Molinari. Samantha Ronson cares about Lindsay a lot. I think her heart's in the right place now. I think her friend Electra is from what I hear, a really good influence on Lindsay. But there still are a couple of people in her life that have recently come into her life that need to step aside and get out. It's all up to Lindsay now. It's cleaning house and focusing on herself, her sobriety, and on the right things. I don't know if it's a good decision to jump right back into Hollywood and working again.
Why are you? Let me ask you this, Michael. Why are you doing radio and TV interviews? I mean, what is the benefit here?
I don't know. You called me. You called me.
Yeah. Oh no, I understand that. Why didn't you just say, you know what? No, I'm not going to. I want to step back. Why? I saw you doing something last night on TV. Why are you talking to people?
Well, if you saw something last night, then it's a rerun because I haven't done anything. And I don't intend on it. I think that Lindsay, the only thing that I do plan on speaking out on or being active in publicly is going after doctors for prescribing drugs like haphazardly like they do.
Good for you.
There's a lot of them out there. There's ongoing investigations that we started. And I'm going out to California and working at a drug rehab. And I could care less about all this other stuff. My daughter has a life back.
Good.
And hopefully it'll take the right course.
What about how did you guys as a family get involved with this Jeff Green character?
We're here in South Florida.
Yeah, in the South Florida area.
He just lost the Democratic nomination for the Senate the other day.
There's stories about Lindsay hanging out on his yacht with Mike Tyson and all this.
Going crazy.
Was that through you?
No. I know Jeff Green. I did an event at his house a couple of years ago for the Somali Mom Foundation, which is a human trafficking effort, because I was involved with the UN and the director of the United Nations, Dr. Amir Dassel, and the Drugs and Crimes Task Force. But no, you know what? that's the wrong place to be. And when she was down hanging out on his yacht in St. Bart's, I was on the phone with her constantly. There were a lot of problems down there, and she asked me to help her rectify it, and I did my best to do so.
What is your relationship with Lindsay right now?
I've made a deal as of yesterday that my relationship with her will be between her and I. And if she needs me, she'll, we're going to try to patch things up and make things work.
And what is her relationship with her mother?
You're going to have to ask Dina that. Dina's got her own agenda, and I hope that she can, we can mend fences, because Lindsay needs both of us, and that was the incubus for this whole downfall.
How old is she? How old is Lindsay right now?
24.
She's 24. Well, you know what? At this point, she's going to make her own bed,
of course,
and sleep in it. And you're suggesting that she stays out of Hollywood. I mean, the girl is a talented, very, very beautiful actress, but I guess there's so much temptation in that world that you want her to stay away.
Well, you know what? Look, a lot of people have been able to handle it. And if Lindsay would have had Dina and I there along by her side through the whole thing, then she would have been able to handle it. If she would have listened to we've been down that road before. I don't know if your parents or not, but you see the people or the kids that your kids are hanging around, if you do have children, and we've been down that road. We can see things our kids don't see.
I'm with you 100%. I can completely relate. And you know what? We got involved, and we pulled them away from those people, and we did
bad influences.
Yeah, we did the right thing, and we got them the hell out of the state of Florida. So you know what? Yes, I did that.
Well, see, now I commend you for that. And that's what I've been trying to do, guys. I've been trying to do the same thing. But when your daughter is on the other coast, and I'm not beating Dina up for this, but please understand, when I'm telling Dina these are the wrong people to be around, Lindsay, please talk to her, help me with this, and you have a spouse or an ex-spouse that's not helping you.
No, you know what, Michael Lohan, you're right. Because if both parents aren't on board, you got a big problem there.
Yep, and I've been trying to get on board. I mean, look at Dina, on the 4th of July, Dina and I were like best friends. My son Michael was at my house for the weekend. My son Cody was with Dina, and Allie was out with Lindsay, which I didn't agree with, but, whatever the case may be, it is. 2 days later, Lindsay was getting sentenced. I was in California to be there with her in case she got incarcerated. And Dina, when she did get, when she was sentenced, Dina was on the next plane. She was out in California, and the call stopped. My question is, why was she my best friend on July 4th and 2 days later when nothing transpired between us? Why did she stop the calls then?
Who knows?
I just don't get it.
All right. Well, you got your, as a parent, as a fellow parent, I wish you only the best with your daughter. And, we certainly hope she turns it around and gets her career back on track and stays out of jail. She's 24.
Robert Downey Jr. did it.
Oh, yeah, he sure did, and so did a lot of other people. But you know what? It's not only about Robert Downey Jr., it's not about Lindsay Lohan. You made a point before that why so much attention on our family. It's because Lindsay and Robert are in the spotlight, and they're, they've gotten a lot of attention for the good things they've done as well as the bad. But there's a lot of people out there like yourself, like other just regular people that aren't in the spotlight that suffer the same. So many families go through the same things we did, but they're not in the spotlight and they don't get the attention. It's a shame to say it, but the other families, maybe with what we go through in the spotlight, maybe it'll help other families to realize the things that we've gone through and make changes themselves.
Do you think?
And that's one of the reasons why I do speak out.
What do you think, Michael, is Hollywood's opinion right now of your daughter?
It's mixed. I mean, I think we all agree that she's amazingly talented. I mean, she is definitely a gifted actress. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they're waiting. Some people are hoping she crashes. Some people are praying for the best.
Well, I know that don't they consider her a risk at this point? I mean,
she's not going to get any movie roles.
You don't think so?
Well, not until she straightens up.
Doesn't she have a movie coming out called Machete?
As a matter of fact, it premieres tonight.
It does, yeah, and that's with I think De Niro's in it, correct?
De Niro, Seagal, Don Johnson. I mean, I met with Don and Hunt Lowry, who ran Gaylord Entertainment for Warner Brothers for a long time. And right after they finished shooting, and we sat down in the city, we were talking, and they were saying how talented she is. But that was, and that's even at a bad point in her life.
Well, Don Johnson can completely relate to drug and alcohol problems. He and Melanie Griffith were with that through that stuff for years, so maybe he was he could be help.
Yeah, he was. You know what? He's a great guy. He really is. We talked for a while, and he really is he's a stellar person. He really is. I commend you for talking the way you are, very openly about your own lives and your own kids. But it's things like this, interviews like this, and people like Don Johnson and yourself that might come into Lindsay's life and make a difference, and hopefully they will.
Best of luck to you, Michael, and I appreciate your honesty and candor.
Well, I appreciate the questions. I know you have to ask them for your listeners, and I just wish you the best as well.
Take care, buddy.
Oh, you guys made friends.
Well, I mean, I came at him hard with the tough question in the beginning, and you know what? He didn't hang up.
No.
He was a man. He answered the question.
Yeah. I feel dirty, though.
I don't think that we did anything to help facilitate this whole Lindsay Lohan mess. I think that was a fascinating interview. I'm going to go shower up.